Hey, MC here. One more problem child of a family member I picked up this week that I get to play with and figure out why it won't hold zero at 100 yards. So let me grab my camera stand. We'll set this thing up, open up the case, see what's inside. So, find the zipper on this thing. Chamber is clear. No magazine, no ammunition. Hey, this one is actually a Colt lower. So this ought to be fun. Get the case out of the way. And so this one looks like it is an Atheon scope, a 2.5 by 15 by 50. And it is sitting in a Burris PEPR riser, which I believe that is the same riser that my other family member had on his 6.5 Grendel. Let's pull this out a second and see. Yeah, so here's the 223, the Burris, and then this one. Hey, look at that. Yep. Great minds must run in the same family. My story. That's what I'm going to say anyway. So I think we'll start out with this one. Pop the upper off, the lower, take a look down the barrel, take a look at the chambering. But I think I'm going to find some of the problems are with the scope. Either we've got something janky with the mounts, or we're not quite set down all the way where we need to be, or possibly this thing was zeroed too close, not quite set up for 100 yards. Let's see if I can get a, what are we on, 5 power, so that's the very minimum. Oh, I can get in here a little bit. You can kind of see the crosshairs. Looks like we've got to clean the glass on this scope. It's fairly filthy. This one has an adjustable objective. Come on, focus again. Adjustable objective along on the side. We'll see where the index 0, it looks like it is on the side of the scope here. So we do have the adjustable objective set at 100 yards. And then this other option is a illumination for the crosshairs. Let me break the upper and lower apart, and then we can take a little closer dive at the mount. We'll double check the tightness on the mounts, on the scope rings. Looks like we're probably fairly true on rotation inside of here. But again, the problem, the complaint is has to aim, or at point of aim, the bullets are striking very low on the target at 100 yards. So I've got different ammunition. I've got the factory ammunition that he's been shooting, so we can chronograph that, throw that on a ballistics chart, see where it should hit, and then we can run it out at 25 yards, 50 yards, 100, and 200 yards, hit those 5 values, and see where it should be hitting. We can see that on the table versus in reality where we're hitting when we actually set this thing on a bench and run it out. All right, now that we've got our low budget wallpaper from the 80s laid out here for a cleaning mat, there are probably several hundred rounds, if not more, worth of grime and grit built up inside. So we'll do a good flush on the gas tube, swab out the chamber. I don't see anything unusual on the feed ramps where anything's been binding or grinding or scraping beyond normal. The mounting nuts at least aren't finger tight. Gapping on my scope rings looks pretty equal across. And the scope is mounted tight to the top of the receiver. Set that off to the side. Bolt carrier group. Outward appearances doesn't look bad. Awesome stake job on the gas key. Definitely needs to be broken down and cleaned. Let's pop that bolt face out. See what we got. Oh yeah, beautiful firing pin. Look at that. Here, let's find a finger that doesn't have too much on it. Probably the ring finger. Do a couple little wipey wipes. Yep, that needs some cleaning. Come on, crawl out of there. Ooh, nice. We'll get a good cleaning on that one. It looks like tar. Not that that really should affect accuracy, but I think a good scrubbing isn't going to hurt anything with this. Well, it'll hurt my chances of buying it at a discount rate if I get it running right. Yeah, parts cleaner we go. And this, yeah, it's going to be hard to see on the camera, but yeah, absolutely filthy. So we'll use a little degreaser on the gas key. We'll hose out the gas block and the gas tube. Make sure that that is all degreased, and then we can put lubricant back on it sparingly. So I always start projects and then remember partway in, should have thrown some gloves on. But I guess that's half of the fun, right? Keeps you from chewing your nails. So I guess part one of the series of let's fix the relatives 223. Figure out, start out with a clean barrel. We'll start out with a clean bolt carrier group. We'll verify torque on all of the scope mounts. Trigger felt really, really nice on this one. So let's see what that trigger pull is. We'll zero the scale here. A little under 3 pounds. Yeah, about 2 3/4 pounds. And then as far as what the hammer springs are, I got a lot of grime on that hammer face. Not sure if I'm going to be able to pull that back. There's the first deflection. And that is about 6.5 pounds. So I've had some other viewers leave some comments about light primer strikes on their Bear Creek uppers. Although I think with some stronger hammer springs, and the hammer springs are this spring right here, the shiny silver ones that contact your hammer. Yeah, so on this one, these are over 6 pounds. So I think that's going to be plenty of striking force to ignite even the hardest of primers. But again, we'll do a cleanup on this nice old Colt, and gotta love those A2 grips. Actually, they do fit my hand pretty well. I don't mind those at all. We'll get her all cleaned, get her shiny, get it off to the gun range, and then we'll chrono some of the bullets. We'll set it up either in sandbags, or I've got a weighted gun vise, sight vise. I think Ron Wayne used one similar to this on his show, except I've got the Headman header sticker on mine from back in the old 69 Camaro days. So anyway, now we don't play with muscle cars, we play with, tools that take munitions. So a little less money and take up a whole lot less room. So thanks for watching, and again, I'm going to break this into a 2-part series, so then you don't end up with a 1.5 hour long video. So at about 12.5 minutes, this ought to be comfortable enough to watch, and we'll see you next time.